This episode has been brought to you by me and my business, Lauren Grace Inspirations. I am a channel of the light and work with spirit guides, angels, the higher self, and passed over loved ones to provide you with support, clarity, and encouragement. Using oracle cards, mediumship, and clairvoyance, my readings will leave you feeling comforted and empowered. I have various reading options available, ranging from 30-minute readings to 60-minute readings to group sessions. I also work with professionals to help them gain clarity in business and life purpose. To book a reading with me, simply head to laurengraceinspirations.com. Hello, Lauren Grace here. Let me just fix that. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if I'm looking up and down, it's because Facebook, y'all are here, and Instagram, you're up there. So welcome. And I'm going live on the Afterlight podcast page today. And I'm going live over at Lauren Grace Inspirations as well. So just kind of impromptu. I just wanted to jump on here and give you a 1, 2, 3 card reading to help you on your way. I don't normally go live on Wednesdays, but I was just sort of feeling like, you know what, I'm just going to let it ride and see what's going on. So Christina's on. Hello, welcome. I'm going to be keeping things short and sweet today because I've got some things to do, but I wanted to make sure that I could jump on and, as I said, do a 1 card reading for you or a 3 card reading. Let's sort of see what happens. So as I said before, I'm over on Instagram and also on Facebook. So if I'm kind of looking everywhere, I'm focused on what's going on, but I'm definitely doing that. Okay, so Christina, I'm doing cards today. I'm not really doing mediumship. I'm just doing like quick 1 cards for people, like a one-off card. So happy to give you one if you'd like one. And if anyone else does, let me know. So, and you over on Instagram as well, if you would like a card, please let me know. I always try to read for people who are on as well. So I do have a few people still joining. And Marie, I see you over on Instagram. Hey, sister. I'm also live over on Facebook and seeing quite a few people joining here for this impromptu. So this is perfect. Let me just turn off my heater. I'm wearing my special Bull Riders t-shirt in honor of, well, the fact that it's pink actually, and it makes me feel good. So that's why I'm doing it. All right. So Marie, you'd like a card as well. All right. So I'm going to read a card now for Christina, and then I'll go over to Instagram, read a card for Marie. And then I'll head back over to Facebook and let's see what we get. So I'm going to be reading today from the Human Spirit Oracle deck. Love this deck. Actually, I want to bring in my Morgan's Tarot. So Christina, I'm going to give one for you now with this deck. Okay. This is so good. This is the card, Give It a Whirl. And so this is card number 27, and 2 + 7 is a 9. And 9 is really all about getting started on a new beginning because it's the end of a cycle. So whenever I see the 9, it's always about things are wrapping up. We are getting ready for sort of the next phase. So when we see this card here, number 1, she's all in green. That for me is always about the heart. The color green is the heart chakra. So it's a lot about healing the heart space as well. And this, I'm just showing our friends over on Instagram because I got to go up and down in case you're wondering what's happening. When we're looking at this card, she's got sort of like rose-colored glasses, but they're not rose-colored. They're trippy as, and they've got these little circles that are going through them, almost like she's on, you know, a bit of a ride, and it's kind of going around and around and around. So one of the things that's happening here is it's really talking about, it's got that give it a whirl mentality, but the idea is that why don't you just try something new? Let it go. Be a little bit zany. Be a little bit fun. You know, give things a little bit of a chance to, you know, really take off. But you got to do that by starting and trying new things. So sometimes what happens with us is we get in the sort of the mode of doing things all of the time as a habit, right? We're like, oh, I get up every day. I do this. I do this. I do this. And then it's night and I repeat it again, you know? There's that old TV show called Weeds, and they used to have the little boxes, you know, they were talking about the little boxes with everyone living in their own little home, and it's like cookie cutter. This is really about you stepping outside of your comfort zone. So it's not really looking at things through rose-colored glasses. It's really looking at things through whimsy and wonder and the inner child, and embracing that inner child feeling and going, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to give something new a bit of a go. I'm also having a little bit of a time here with my throat. So I'm really feeling like there's some communication stuff that needs to be said or happening for you as well. One of the things that you could look at doing is maybe doing some singing, doing some chanting, really practicing a little bit of your vocals. When you practice like working with your vocals, singing, chanting, things like that, it's going to be easier for you to also speak your truth. So this is a lot about you having a little bit of fun, a lot about you getting out there and giving things a try. Okay, let me know how you go. I would absolutely love that. Okay, I'm going to pull a card. Marie, you're next over on Instagram. I'm going to use this same deck for you, actually, sister, because I feel like this deck would work well for you. Okay. Oh, Christine is giving me a little bit of feedback just for a moment. She said, I normally take that 9 is normally a bad number for me, but I love how you said it. I'm not scared of trying new things, so I'm definitely ready for that. Now, when it comes to this new relationship, there are things I'm holding back on. Exactly, the communication with him is getting better. Yeah, you know, sometimes we have to hold back in a way and be cool, and other times not. So it's just about you honoring that part within yourself and going with that. I also don't think that any number is ever negative. So I've had people say that, you know, certain numbers, like for example, number 6, I have a friend who says it's a bad number. I do not look at it as a bad number. I actually gave it a new meaning where I was like, I'm going to start looking at 6 as coming around the corner and seeing things clearly, seeing that opportunity. So if possible, I want you to start looking at the number 9 and embracing that, and just looking at number 9 as maybe an opportunity for you to kind of see things a little bit more clearly, get the horse blinders on, see things as they are, almost like a microscope. Ooh, what's going on here? Have a little bit of fun with that. Okay, so I'm going to read for you now, Marie. You feel much more drawn to the other deck. Yeah, I'm reading this deck for you. Don't worry. I'm going to read from the Human Spirit Oracle deck for you, which is this one. I was going to read my Morgan's Tarot, which is crazy and zany, but that doesn't really feel like it's right for you. So let me know if that's what you're talking about. So again, I'm over live on Facebook, and I'm over live on YouTube and also Instagram. Okay, so Marie, here we go. Oh, what's up with everyone's throat? Marie, I'd be really interested in whether or not you've also got some communication stuff going on for you, because I'm really feeling like I need to actually have a drink. So it could just be that maybe I feel like in a way for you, it's kind of like you've been talking maybe a lot, maybe presenting, or maybe you're a little bit hoarse. So it could be kind of going within, hydrating a little bit, taking a little bit of time out. But let's pull a card for you here and see what we get. Okay. All right. Okay, interesting. So this card is talking all about boundaries for you. So this is the Bound for Boundaries card. And this is card number 26, and 2 + 6 is an 8. What I love about 8, though, 8 is about what goes around comes around. It's about giving and receiving. It's also about remembering that, you know, everything is really sort of full circle. So it's about looking for the opportunities that have been happening for you, and then looking at whether or not you're making decisions that serve you and are the ones that you want to do, or whether or not you've been saying yes to some things that don't serve you. I do say here that you've been talking a lot and presenting a lot, so the throat thing did make sense for you in that way. One of the things that this card is talking about is a lot about getting clear on what's important to you, what matters to you, and then again, coming back to that truth. I have said yes to things before where I've gone, oh, this really feels like a good opportunity, but then there's a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of worry around it. And sometimes I've just gone, you know what? I'm just going to let it ride. And I have actually regretted that decision. So one of the things that they're talking about is remembering that you don't need to say yes to everything right away. We can, in fact, sleep on it. And I tell myself this all the time, and I don't always do it. I mean, I know part of me is like, I'm an Aries, and I'm just going, oh, yeah, let's just roll with it. I'm going to go with my intuition. I'm psychic. This is cool. This is cool. I'm ready. But sometimes we actually do need to take that moment and go, well, what else do I have on? You know, can I realistically do this well? Can I realistically serve this audience? You know, so I think for you, it's a lot about just coming back to your why, coming back to your purpose, especially when we're in alignment with source. Source is going to be throwing us opportunities. So we don't have to say yes to things that are even slightly out of alignment, because we know that what's coming for us is going to be, or what we're meant to be doing is coming for us around the corner. It's kind of like when we get wrapped up in maybe relationships or jobs or situations where we think, oh no, I've already been saying yes to this, I'm going to go all in on that. And it's like, yeah, but if it's not meant for you and you take a step back, you'll notice that the better opportunity is actually coming around, but you're not available to see it. This is just a lot about you really getting clear on that. And also you being mindful, I get that, about your time. And also okay, I get that. It's also about being aware of your ROI, so your return on your investment. So are you getting out of stuff that you're doing what you hope to? Are the expectations clear and set? Can you make sure that those expectations are established off the top so that you're able to move forward knowing that everyone knows how this is going to go? So that's what it is for you. So you're saying, oh my God, so spot on. I've been getting the message to follow the number 8. Cool. And thanks so much. I need to hear that. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm really glad that that helped you. So just trust yourself, trust your intuition, and don't be afraid of saying no. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to take a couple more people today. All right. See people rolling in on Insta. Awesome. Okay, let me see what we got here. Nikki McClellan, let's do a card for you over on Facebook. And I guess we'll just go with the human spirit card, and then I'll do a crazy one after for everybody, like a one-off. All right, let's see what we got here for you, Nikki. Let me know if you're here. I'm just doing one card readings today, you guys. I'm not doing mediumship today, although, you know, you never know, like the spirit drops in. I'll put it out there. All right, here we go. The throat stuff's coming back. All right, Nikki is here. This is so weird. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, so this is the Give It a Whirl card. And we just pulled that for Christina, but you're getting that exact same card as well. So for you, it is exactly the same meaning as Christina. And I know that sometimes when we have cards, you know, obviously the meaning is sometimes the meaning of the card, but depending on the context of the card, or depending on the context of what I'm getting intuitively, the meaning will change or shift. For this one, for you, I really feel like it's a lot about getting out in nature. We see a lot of green elements coming in, so it's really a lot about connecting with the earth again. One of the things that we sometimes fail to do or forget to do is really getting out into nature, getting out, being with the elementals, getting out and feeling the breeze on our skin, getting that sunlight, getting that fresh air. And that really gives us an opportunity to reset. This card is talking about giving things a whirl. It's talking about trying new things, but it's also sort of acknowledging that sometimes there's a bit of an ending and then there's a beginning. For you, I want you to really start to think about, are you happy with life at the moment? Are you happy with the way things are? Okay, because when we keep doing the same things all of the time, we get the same outcome, right? So one of the things to be aware of is, if you're not really overly excited or happy about how things are, can you slowly invite in new energy? Can you slowly start to, you know, make different adjustments? Can you go left instead of right to work? Can you wear a new color? Can you change around the furniture in your house and usher in some new energy and play with the feng shui in that way? So this is a lot about you trying new things. They're also, I get that. They've told me this numerous times. So I'm saying it, y'all. I'm saying it. They're talking about bringing in the some of your wishes and your desires of the inner child. One of the things when we tap into the inner child that we can really connect to is when we are thinking about who do we want to be or what do we want to do now. It's like, what are the things you enjoyed as a kid? What are the whimsy and wonderful things that you did as a child? And what would you like to maybe give a go now? When we're adults, we're sometimes way more serious than we need to be. I know I'm totally guilty of that. And when we actually give ourselves an opportunity to try something new, it ushers in new ideas, new energy, confidence. I feel like you grow in confidence. It helps us to connect with different parts of ourselves, like even using different muscles in our body. It helps us to engage in new communities. So that's what this is really about for you. So yeah, let me know if that makes sense for you, Nikki. And I will throw over to Instagram now because I'm live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I've got Creator Activator who would love a card. Happy to do that. You're next. Okay. All right. So Nikki, I'll wait for you to give me a little feedback if you don't mind. If you don't, no pressure, but I'd love to know whether or not you felt that that was connecting to you. And I'll pull a card for Creator Activator. And just for all of y'all watching right now, I am using the Human Spirit Oracle deck. And it's a brand new deck. It's gorgeous. I would recommend you get it if you're drawn to it. Look at the color on it. It's like beautiful emerald green. The cards are all really, really thick, high quality card stock as well. Okay. So Nikki, thank you for the feedback, girl. She says, thank you so much. Yes, try new things tomorrow night, starting a 6-week spiritual course. Cool. Yes, need to get out in nature. Yes, confidence is something I need to work on. Push fast, something I'm working on. Thank you so much. We're all working on confidence. So don't feel like you're alone in that. So just give yourself, that permission to just, write it out and be like, okay, here we go. I can do this. The spiritual course, that's super exciting, really interesting. I just absolutely love seeing you guys like getting out there and trying new things and giving things a go. And just a friendly reminder as well that on my podcast, the Afterlight podcast, new episode every Thursday. I'm interviewing lots of different people all the time. Coming up, I'm interviewing a woman who channels dragons. I've got a woman who works with the fairies and the elemental kingdom coming up. I've got a woman who's talking all about reprogramming your mind, a tarot expert, so many things that are happening. Okay, so here we go. Creator Activator's like, girl, where is my bloody card? You just keep talking. Okay, it's all good. So let's do this. So whoops, sorry, Carrie, did not mean to hit you, but maybe I meant to. Maybe you'll be next. Okay, I'm just going live on Instagram. Hey, Zanea, nice to see you, sister. Okay, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. All right, Jackie, your card is, and we're seeing a theme today. The theme is all about nature. So this card is commune with nature. Look at how absolutely stunning that is. Look at that. So that is an absolutely beautiful card. So one of the things in this card that's really beautiful, number one, we have to acknowledge the colors. So it's like the colors of fall. So when I see the colors of fall, that for me is always sort of like preparing for a winter in a way. So it could be, Jackie, that maybe you've got something coming up that you're going to be needing to take a little bit of time out, maybe a little bit of hibernation, and that's normal. We all go through cycles. One of the things that we always want to remember is that we are all on our own journey. You are not on the same journey as me. I'm not on the same journey as you. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But sometimes, Jackie, you're going to be in a fall heading into a winter, and I'm going to be into a spring heading into a summer because I just got through a winter, for example. So when you look at, the cycles and the seasons that are happening around us, sometimes it really can affect where we're living. Sometimes our cycles are really in tune with our environment, and sometimes they're not. They're in tune with the planets, and I'm not a professional at astrology or anything, so I can't really jam on that. But I will say that when you are honoring the cycles and the journey that you're on for yourself, it gives you grace to understand that you don't have to be where everyone else is. I also think that it's important that we do know when maybe we're going into a winter to kind of prepare, can I get some books together? Can I start to think about some of the ideas that I want to marinate on? Can I remove anything that's causing me any grief or any extra stress or anything that I don't really want to, invite into my new way of being? So it's sort of like when we think about it in terms of hunkering down, I want you to look and go, okay, am I going to be preparing to hunker down? Now, this card is talking about communing with nature. It's also card number 3. And card number 3 for me is all about communication. It's all about strength. It's very often can be about pregnancy as well. It could be, that there's a new baby coming in the family or for people around you. It could also be just pregnant with a new idea. When we see multiple threes, it's very often a connection to the ascended masters. So it's about really connecting with those teachers and those teachings. When we see this card as well, she's got her third eye open. So it's all about listening to her intuition. Okay. And she also has a journal that she's holding. Okay. Oh, and Jackie, you're saying hopefully a pregnancy. Oh, girl, hopefully that would be so good. Okay. So what she's doing is she's holding her journal over her heart. And it's kind of like she's got her secrets and she's got her wishes and her desires, and she's holding them into her heart. And one of the things that's important for us to remember is that sometimes we got to share those messages with God or source energy, with the creator, with our angels. These are the things that I'm hoping for guidance in. Can you guide me and help me with what to do next? Can you show me the way? Asking for that support. Our spirit guides and our angels cannot intervene without our help, without our permission, because we have a free will, because we have free will, basically, free will, period. We have free will. So they have to be invited in to work with us. And I know this stuff, right? I'm delivering to you and I know this stuff. And even me, I sometimes forget to ask for a little bit of assistance. And let me tell you, one time I had a really big conversation in my car. I was like driving home and I was really upset about something, which really doesn't happen to me very much. And I'm just talking out loud about everything. And I get that. Okay. One of the things that I do want to acknowledge, and Jackie, you may understand this, and I think, and hopefully my friends on Facebook, you guys get it too, but there's a lot of emphasis on us watching our words, right? Because our words become our beliefs, and our beliefs become, our actions, and then we manifest that. So I feel sometimes we want to talk about things as they actually are, not as we want them to be. And sometimes it can be tricky, because when we want to talk about things as they are, we kind of perpetuate that in a way by shining the light on it. But at the same time, it's sort of therapeutic to sometimes acknowledge where we're at. So what I personally do is I have confidants in my life that I talk to, but I normally really want to keep light whenever possible. Okay. Unless I'm spiraling about something and I got to work through it. But in general, I do want to focus on the positive. I do want to keep things light. So what I do is I sometimes have that heart to heart with spirit, where I go, this is what's happening right now. This is what I'm worried about. This is what I'm frustrated about. These are the things that I really would like to attract into my life, to desire, not want, which I'm learning the difference at the moment in a cool book I'm reading called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, which, by the way, is amazing if you'd like to check it out. So it's about, giving yourself a little bit of that opportunity to go, you know what? I'm pissed. I'm pissed right now about all these things. I just want to say it, and then I'm going to cancel it, and then I'm going to move on. So Jackie, I really hope that makes sense for you. I know I ranted a little bit more than I planned on. I think my dog in the background is like, and you've done enough, but just read your comments. Oh, my sister, okay. I'm just reading your comments. I don't know if they're private, so I'm just reading them privately though. Yes. So Jackie was just sharing a loss that she's had, and just talking about, preparing to receive again. And, I think like for you, Jackie, some heart healing stuff is going to be really good for you. Some forgiveness. And just that trusting the process. Okay, my sister. So I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of light. And just remember, you're never alone on this journey. Okay. Oh, you don't mind me reading them out. Okay. So I'm sorry, my dog is just having a meltdown in the background. Perfect timing. This is what happens when you go live. You just never know. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because I feel like my dog is having a meltdown and I can't stop him because I'm home alone. One second. George, can you please calm down? I'm on Facebook Live, okay? Get your ball. Good job. Just calm down, okay? 5 minutes. Thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3 card reading for everybody. I can see that, Carrie, just want to send you a lot of love and a lot of support for your loss. I'm so sorry, my sister, you've lost your fur baby. I'm so sorry for that. I just want to send you a lot of love and a lot of support. I want you to call in Archangel Raphael to help you if that feels comfortable for you, and also Archangel Ariel, who really works with animals and can support you. If I was just going to do a quick look in, I do feel like I'm seeing like a little brown dog, kind of small to medium, really fluffy, really soft fur, really fuzzy, like kind of want to like so soft, like kind of squish it, like really beautiful, beautiful coat. So that's what I'm getting right away initially. I'm sorry, that's a really probably a superficial reading for you. I just want you to know that, you know, there's when our animals pass, they're so with us, they're safe, you know, they're happy, they're not in pain. And I know that the grief that you're feeling is probably incredible. So allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to cry, and just, you know, asking for that support from the angels, you know, just doing some prayers, you know, just saying, can you please just come and help me with some comfort? I would be really surprised if your baby didn't come in your dreams and give you a little bit of support. You might also listen for nails on the floor. Sometimes that happens as well. You might also just feel washed with love, unconditional love. And they're around us, okay? Also, I get that. Start to notice. I can't tell right now. Just feeling into it. Sometimes what you can do as well is you can feel on your right side or your left side of your body. You might feel like a tingling or a heat. And depending on, you know, whether or not it was a male or a female, you can feel that energy on your right or your left side. I'm not getting it right now because honestly, I really told my guides I just wanted to do psychic today and do one quick cards, which hasn't really happened. But I'm just going to send you a lot of love. And I hope that that gave you a little bit of support. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3 card reading. And I'm going to change up the vibe a little bit. And it's no disrespect to anyone who's not dealing, who's dealing with difficult things right now. Just remember you're not alone. And there's a lot of support for you to be found in journaling, in prayer. If you haven't already listened to my new episode, my solo episode on the Afterlight podcast, I've got an episode where it's called Misalignment to Empowerment. And personally, it's one of those episodes. I'll just put a link for it here. Let me just bring it up. Sorry, Instagram, I can't link you to it, but I did promote it on Instagram, so you'll be able to see it. Okay, so for my people on Facebook, here is a link for you. New episode. And it's where I'm talking, you know, like I'm doing now, basically. And I'm talking a lot about how when we feel like we're off our path, about what to do to get back on it. And I also share in there one of the most incredible affirmations I've ever heard in my whole life. And I'll tell it to you now, but I do talk about it a little bit more in depth there. But this is what it is. And I do say the word Christ in it, and that really felt right for me. But so this is the affirmation. It says, I cast over my burdens to the Christ light within, and I go free. And that's by Florence Scovel Shinn. And when I heard that, because I was listening to the audiobook, I was blown away by the beauty and the power of that statement. Because what that is teaching us is it's teaching us that we are souls in divine perfection. And we are souls in divine perfection, so much so that we can absorb our pain, that we can absorb our need to heal, our fears and our worries, and we can transmute them into something better. And I just love that idea of casting over my burdens to the Christ light within so I can go free, in terms of understanding that I can do it, that I can remove my burdens and my fears to the Christ light within me. And so I'm not religious. You probably know that by now. I'm spiritual. I intermittently change out God, source, creator, all that is. I change it all the time. But that statement, you could always swap that word out if you wanted with divine light. That would work as well, or any interpretation of that. So I'd love to know if that resonated with you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is a 3-card reading. So choose card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And I'm using my funny weird deck, Morgan's Tarot. So it's a bit weird, like wacky. We just never know what's going to happen. And it's can be a bit challenging as well for me to read, which is why I really love doing it on live socials, because you just never know what's going to happen. Okay, so card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. So make sure you get clear on what you're doing. Have a think about whether or not you've got a question or anything you want some guidance and support in. And then this is going to be your answer. Okay, so card number 1. Card number 1 is ignore the preceding. There we go. There we go. Card number 1, ignore the preceding. So this is talking a lot about ignoring the past and moving forward. You know, it's so funny how the now is the moment of our power, right? The now is the only moment that's promised to us right now in this very second. We have no other guarantees except for this moment right now. And what our brain wants to do is our brain wants to constantly send us back into the past or project us into the future. So too much past makes you feel depressed, makes you feel down. Too much future is about worry and anxiety. Okay. So what this card is for my people number 1, it's about remembering to come back to the now moment, remembering to come back to the here and the now, because that is where our power is. We cannot do anything about the past, and we cannot do anything about the future. We can only deal with life right now. I get that. And what they're talking about is they're saying, hey, we are guiding you. When I say we, I mean your spirit guides, your angels, your higher self, your team. They are guiding you along the way, and they are using your emotions to help you with that. So when you feel anxiety or stressed, start to notice, is this something I need to pay attention to? Have I been too much in the future again in my mind? What can I do to come back to the here and the now moment? And a good way of doing that is to come back to your breath. You can also set alarms in your phone to remind you, hey, the now is all there is, or like something else that you want to say for yourself to really invite you to be back here in the now moment. All right, my people number 2, here we go. My people number, this is what I'm talking about with this deck. You just never know what's about to happen. And this card is far out. And I love that, is freaking awesome. So far out. So when I'm getting this card, I mean, we see stars in it. So stars for me are always beacons. They're like connecting us to, the divine creator. But it's also about allowing yourself to kind of like dream big, think far out. Get ready for the excitement. When we're wanting to manifest things from spirit, from co-creating with them all the time, right? When you want to manifest, I would always recommend you say something like, I really desire blah, 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 or I want to attract this, or I intend to attract this, this, or something better. And when we add that, this or something better, what that does is it allows the universe to surprise us, where we're not going, oh, I really want to get a burger. Let's say, that's maybe not a very good example, but let's just say we're hungry and we're like, I really want a burger. Well, if you said this or something better, you might get a double-decker burger with a side of fries and an apple pie and like some wonderful thing to drink. Okay. So that's the big thing about it, is when we say this or something better, when we allow ourselves to think far out. I get that. They're talking about, they're like saying, think outside of the box. Think bigger, think outside of the box. Sometimes we're like, oh, I just go to work every day and I just stay in this little, niche, and I'm just going to not look too far out and get uncomfortable. It's like, no, you want to actually push yourself a little bit to think and dream differently. Think bigger, dream differently, learn new ways of looking at the world, come back to your inner guidance and discern what's truthful for you. Okay, my people number 3. Oh God. I'm always like, oh no, what's it going to be? Okay. It says your doubt is your faith. If necessary in your particular case, perhaps doubt. Really? See what I'm talking about? Let's read that again. This is for my people number 3. Let's wish me luck on this. Your doubt is your faith. If necessary in your particular case, perhaps. Okay. So when I'm looking at this card and we've got the word doubt, number 1, I'm reading this. This is my interpretation of this card today, is that sometimes we have doubt because there's something that's a bit amiss. Okay. Sometimes we have doubts because we're negative Nancy's, or we've been hanging out with people who are negative, and all of a sudden, like, now we don't feel ourselves. That is totally different. That's like an empathic thing, which is for another day. Believe me, that's a huge conversation. But this is talking about maybe your doubt actually has some value or some validity. So I want you to start to go, wait a minute. If there's something amiss here, what is it? And I'm not trying to get you to be all paranoid and conspiracy theory and stuff like that. But sometimes when something is amiss within, it's because there's something amiss. So I want you to listen to that. Now, I want to talk quickly about claircognizance. Claircognizance is a psychic ability that basically we have, where stuff drops in. We just know things. Okay. A lot of psychics have that. They just drop in and they go, I just know, blah, blah, blah. So-and-so is going to call me. That's going to happen. That's a yes. That's a no. Da, da, da. They just know. Claircognizant. They can even tap into information, trainings, teachings, things that they've never studied before, and just connect to source. And then boom, they get all the information. Where I'm going with this on this little tangent here is I'm trying to say that when you are also claircognizant, sometimes you just know stuff and you don't always know why. So sometimes we get these feelings, which is clairsentience, but sometimes it drops in where we just know something is not right here. I've got doubt, and I want you to honor that and listen to that. So if you're in the middle of making a decision and you're feeling unsure, or you're in the middle of something and you're going, I don't really know, see if you can get more information. See if you can sleep on it. See if you can pivot. And if you don't feel good about any decision, just don't do anything right now. Just wait. Just wait, because more information will come. And that's what's always cool about that. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. I'm going to do one more reading. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do one more reading. I will actually, I tell a lie. I'm going to do one more reading over on Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm probably going to do another, just a general reading for everybody. So if you want to follow me over there on Instagram at Lauren Grace Inspirations, but I'm going to sign off on the Afterlight Instagram and my Facebook and YouTube here. And I want to say thank you so much for being here and sharing my space. And I really appreciate it. Oh, Zanaya, you said, thank you. Really resonated with pile number 1. I've been working on being more present. There are days and moments where I just get lost in the past, missing my mom. Yeah, I would imagine that happens for sure. My sister, sending you lots of love. That would be really tough. So just remember, allow that, honor that part. You know, it's okay to feel sad. Just honor that grief, honor it, and then go, okay, and now I'm going to, move past it. Not move past it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm going to feel that. And then now I'm going to go and I'm going to do the things that I need to do. What happens is when we resist feelings, they persist. And also when we don't accept things as they are, that's when we suffer. So we really want to allow ourselves the chance to grieve and cry if we need to. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then just giving yourself that grace to go, okay, I feel better now that I've acknowledged that within myself. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to focus on maybe what feels good in my body. I'm going to maybe run through my gratitude list. I'm going to smell the fresh air around me. I'm going to give myself maybe a much needed hug. And, sometimes that's a really good way of sort of getting out of that. But I believe that you should honor where you're at. Yeah, I believe that. Okay, thank you so much. I would like to wish you a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.